everyone, and welcome back to another video of mine. This time I'm back with Only Friends, episode 6. I'm so excited for this one. Last episode had me in tears. Poor Sand, like we can actually see how much he loves him. I mean, we already had like this sort of feeling that he is getting too attached to Ray, even though Ray is not ready for that yet. Ray finally realized that he has been playing with someone that he started to like, and because of Boston and his bitchy ass attitude, it may be possible that their friendship is now at risk, as in Ray's friendship with Sand. Because it's already too late. Like, Sand already couldn't hide the fact that he was hurt by the fact that Ray is in love with Mew. And the fact that Ray couldn't excuse himself was already reason enough for Sand to realize that it's true. That there was no need to say anything. So I'm scared to what this episode could lead to, because Ray is pretty destructive. We saw it when he was trying to drink himself to death. And now knowing the backstory of his mother, that she drank herself to death, is actually making me fear for what Ray could try to do to himself or to Boston, even though he would deserve it. But I'm petrified of what Ray could do, as in I'm scared that he will self-destruct himself, because now he also lost the only person that made him feel something again after Mew, and I'm scared that it could lead him to self-destructive behavior, that he's gonna turn into a tornado and try to destroy everyone around him, including himself. So that's gonna be interesting to see. If you like this sort of content, make sure to subscribe. Uncut reaction is over on my Patreon, so if you want to, you can check that one out. The link is in the description box below, and without further ado, let's start with this episode. Happy fucking birthday!
อันนี้รูปเรากับแม่เราทั้งสองคนน่ะ
Lonely.
ข้อนึงอะมั้งรู้สึกว่าไม่เคยขาดความรักเลยอะ
I'm sorry, but I can't not bring Ray into the picture. I really can't, because he always had parents, okay? He first had his mom and his father, and then he had his two moms, never ever depriving him of love. Like, he always knew that there were people loving him and supporting him, and no matter what he does, he always had someone that shows him and tells him how much he's loved. And that's something Ray never had. He's always had it isolated. He had someone around, like, I don't know, the maid, trying to take care of the mother after she collapsed. That was the day she died, I assume. It was pretty cold there. Like, his house was filled with a lot of people, but he was still always alone. Like, he was deprived of love from his parents. His father was nowhere to be found. His mother blamed Ray for her career flopping, and he always felt like a burden. I have the feeling that Ray tried to mix with people, as in never ever be alone, because maybe he could have the feeling that he's not alone anymore, but that couldn't help him with the emptiness he felt inside, because I believe we all have places in our hearts that are meant for specific people, okay? The love from your lover cannot replace the love from your mom or your dad. So even though if you have a lover that loves you dearly, there is still something inside of you that's missing. That space in your heart was meant for the love and care of your mother or your father. Nobody can replace that love. We see it in many shows, but I actually believe that it's true. That when your mom dies, for example, or there's just a parent that's missing and the present parent gets together with someone else, the partner tries to be there for you. She at least tries to have a neutral relationship with you, and you're like, you can tell me what to do, you're not my mother. Because that special place in their hearts was meant for their mother. Like, the stepmother doesn't need to be hated on, okay? Or the stepfather. They get a different place in that child's heart, but they can't give them the love from their biological parent. There is this love missing. Mew had that kind of love. Ray didn't. So he tried to get with many people in hope to could be capable to ignore the lack of motherly affection in his heart. But it didn't work. We can see it now. He's still lonely. He is surrounded by so many people. But do we actually see them? I did say that his friends are trash. Last episode we could see that Ray's not that much better because he's using sand. But I think that he was leading sand on without actually realizing it. Because if you keep on flirting with your friends with benefits, sooner or later, of course, they get their hopes up. If they find something they like about you, they start getting attached. And if you can break it off because you're depending on that affection or that embrace that they're showing you, then you can remove yourself from that situation either. So that's a huge problem. Ray didn't necessarily lead Sand on. I'm not giving Ray any fault here, but he still led him on in a certain sense, okay? Like, he has to take responsibility for the fact that he hurt Sand by not telling him that he has a crush on Mew. It wasn't necessary that he tells him, but if you as a person see that your friends with benefits is starting to get attached to you and you're not into it, you have to break it off. If you can't, you at least have to let that people know that they're not the only ones in your heart, you know? At least be honest. At least set the record straight. He never led him on. He said from the beginning that they're friends and it turned to friends with benefits, but at least tell him the truth. Like, we can see that Ray started to develop a deeper feeling for Sand. We could see it. That's why he was actually hurt when he saw that Sand was feeling bad after finding out about his feelings for Mew. You don't get sad when you don't actually feel something for the other person. He felt bad for hurting his feelings. He felt bad that he couldn't say that it wasn't true.
ถ้าอยากได้ความรักก็หาจากเพื่อนหาจาก
See?
แมวอ่ะ
เพื่อนกับครอบครัวเป็นคนละแบบนะ
I love it.
ขณะที่ต้น
Look
เนี่ย
at
ช่วย
Ray.
งานนี่ตั้งเย
He
อะเลย
is
ค่ะ
not
จริงไหม
happy.
คะพวกหนูเนี่ยไม่เอาเรื่องส่วนตัวมาคุยกันเลยนะคะ
Right.
ก็ดี
I'm sorry. I can't help but to look at Ray. Look at his face. He's like, right. There is someone that couldn't shut up and he brought business, okay? He is not over. Oh my gosh, I love it. He is still holding that fight from a Sand's birthday over his head. I love it so much. He's like, right. Professional. We're capable to keep it all separated. Personal problems have nothing to do with the work. Right. Look at Boston as well now that we're at it. They're both saying, right, this is gonna have consequences. Actually, at this point, I'm just waiting for Boston and Ray to be at each other's throats again. Because what happened that night was way out of line. Boston had no right to say it, even though he said the truth. And Sand did deserve to know it was not Boston's place to tell. But knowing that Ray would have never said it anyway, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, Sand needed to know, like he had a right to know that he's not the only one in Ray's heart, but Boston had no right to tell Sand about it, especially not in that way. He didn't have good intentions when he blurted out the truth about Ray's feelings for Mew. He hurt many people. He didn't only hurt Sand. He also hurt Nick. We did see that he pushed him back. And Ray also got reminded of the fact that he has 2 guys on his mind now. Apparently, he's still not capable to remove himself from Mew. I did say so many times what my opinion is about that. And Austin literally just opened the wound for Ray. He's trying to heal, and he can't heal if every single time the wound is starting to close up, Boston takes a knife and rams it into the wound again. It's open again. Like, technically what Ray would need to do is to distance himself from the entire situation, as in from his friends, from Sand, isolate himself, and deal with the inner struggles he's having, because he can't try to get together with someone just to move on from his past love. You know, because you are not committed if you do that. So he would have to distance himself in order for nobody to get hurt. But Boston is like a boomerang. No matter how far you throw it, he always comes back. And he is bitchier than most. I'm waiting for the scene. We saw it in the trailer where Mew pushes Boston into the pool. Please, I'm waiting for that moment.
ดูดีเลยทีเดียว
People, I love this show so much. This show is actually doing everything I'm saying. At this point, you can't lie to me. It's real. It's real. The beef is still there. They're both still at each other's throats. I love it.
มึงก็รู้ว่าคนอย่างกูอ่ะไม่เคยมีแฟนเว้ย
เปิดใจหน่อยดิวะเพื่อน
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I cannot move on. I cannot move on. Look at... Okay, first off, Cow Tongue is fine. First off, like, I can't stop but to look at him. He's so fine. Yeah. This is having deep consequences on Rey because he is literally in this inner conflict. He actually needs to do what I said. He needs to remove himself from every single situation and isolate himself and deal with his own inner struggles, because right now there are more things on his mind than just Mew. There's Mew that he can't let go of because of his attachment to his past, never having anyone he can rely on, never having someone that actually showed him affection and love, and him having the feeling that nobody wants him alive because of how his mother was treating him. And Mew was the first person to be like, I'm coming there, I'm saving you, you have friends, you are loved. And that's how he got so deeply connected to Mew that he can't let him go. And it turned into such a deep longing to have that person around that he believes that he's in love with him. And if there are so many problems getting on top, he's never gonna be capable to figure out the truth by himself. First, he needs to deal with the fact that he doesn't love Mew, or at least try to get the thought out of his mind that he can be together with Mew because he's taken. And if he wants to keep that relationship, or let's just say that friendship alive, he needs to let Mew go. And that's the first thing that he needs to do, which is already difficult enough for him. You can see that he's suffering because of that already. Now, the feeling to know that Mew is slowly starting to distance himself from Rey because he has a boyfriend now and he wants to spend his time with his boyfriend, which first off, he can do that. There's nothing against that, but it's gonna be difficult for Rey to see Mew spending less time with him because of that deep connection that he has for Mew. He interprets it as love, but it's not, and it will take some time for him to realize it. Now, the third thing, it's the fact to know what a shitty person Boston is, and that his own friend threw him under the bus. Like, Boston's attitude towards Rey was never great, but it turned even worse over the course of the episodes. And now, lie to me and tell me I'm wrong, Rey is more mad about the fact that Boston hurt Sand. He is mad at Boston because he said words that hurt Sand. Maybe Rey didn't want to tell Sand about his feelings because first, he started to like Sand, and second, because he knew that it would hurt him. He noticed that the affection that Sand had for him, and he didn't want to hurt him. So he was like, if he doesn't know, and I'm already falling for this man, I'm falling out of love with Mew, I'm starting to get more affectionate with Sand. If I already fall in love with him, maybe it's not necessary for him to know. Boston blurring it out and Sand crying because of that is weighing heavily on his mind. That's the thing that's making him suffer the most right now. That's why he can't stop but to look at him as if he would want to kill him. Now they're turning to him. Oh, look at him! It's because of what Boston said. He is so mad at him because he hurt Sand. He is so mad at him for that.
ที่มึงแฉเลยคืนนั้นน่ะโคตรเหี้ยเลย
Period.
รู้
You know.
มึงต้องไปโทษคุกกี้แซนนุ่นไม่ใช่กู
Blame it on Sand's cookies. No, I'm actually blaming it on your fucking personality. You are not a good person. Like I said, I don't believe in a good person or a bad person, but like, if you have reached that much of damage, that you're only capable to show bad personality traits, there's something seriously wrong with you. Like, honestly, that was not okay for him to do that. I don't believe that he did it for Sand either. It was just to spite Ray. It was to spite Ray because he can't have Top anymore. So he let his frustrations out on the first person he could. He said, before I get my frustrations out with Nick, I'm gonna take Sand and Ray down with me.
ใจมันแตกไปนานแล้วแม่
Oh gosh, don't. Girl, don't open that can of worms. He's still not over it.
แค่เพื่อนกัน แต่ก็มีสนุกกันบ้างอะแม่
He's actually trying to cover up the fact that he's heartbroken, sir. Honestly, I feel so bad. Like, the mom actually seems to, like, feel that he's being completely cut off with his emotions, as in she can feel that he doesn't want to talk about it, so she's like, I'm just gonna scratch at the top, seeing what he tells me, and if he doesn't tell me more, then I'm gonna drop it, which is what she's doing. She's like, okay, it's not gonna be that fun anyway, because she can actually see that he's hurt, but that he doesn't want to talk about it. Look at his face, he's so broken. I feel so bad for him. If Ray shows up here, I'm gonna cry. The person that is the reason for his heartbreak. You can just avoid me. No. Let bygones be bygones, will you? It's his asshole attitude for me. Like, you stole someone's boyfriend, okay? You hurt someone. It's these things for me. You like someone and you get together with someone, okay? But when you know that that person has a boyfriend, then you need to let it go. When the person that has a boyfriend or a girlfriend follows you and he's into your flirting and ignores the fact that he has a girlfriend, me as a person with decency, I would break it off. If you don't think that being in a committed relationship is something to think about before you make out or have sex with someone, then that's a problem. Sand is a different person than Top. Sand actually cares. He's committed. He actually wants to have a relationship. He just never thought about having a relationship because probably he was also extremely hurt after his boyfriend left him for Top. Top only wanted that person to, like, spend time, you know, have sex with him and then leave him high and dry. Sand, on the other hand, didn't. So Top did something wrong. The least he could do is apologize for hurting him. Like, he can't change the past, but at least apologize.
กูได้ทุกคนที่กูอยากได้ปะ
Oh.
ได้ใครบ้าง
Oh, hell no. This is the worst blow he could do. That's the worst kind of blow he could have done. Because he wants to have Ray, and Ray's not over Mew. And Top wanted to have Mew, and he got Mew. That was the worst kind of blow he could do.
เขารู้ว่ากูได้ของกูแล้ว
Where's yours? He asked before Top to get his apple soda. Top asked the second, and he got his order first. You can actually see the metaphor here. He was like, I already got my order, even though I went for it later than you. As in, just like our relationships right now. You were committed all this time to this one guy, and he still hasn't given you a second glance. He still doesn't want to be with you. He still denies that you two are getting attached to one another. And I wanted someone, and I already got him. So what did you get? I wish that you get your boyfriend soon. I really wish that you are capable to get the guy while I can already enjoy mine. Jesus Christ.
กูได้ทุกคนที่กูอยากได้
Yeah. Oh gosh. Sir.
โห
You broke it. What are you looking for? Oh. I think I have a feeling about what this is all about. Top told Sand that he can get everyone he wants, and Sand was like, you're gonna figure out who he is in due time. So Sand was like taking the recording. Oh gosh, the birthday party is gonna be a disaster. I have the feeling that he's gonna use the recording of the car and play it on the birthday so that Mew sees what kind of person Top really is, as in that he screwed Mew's best friend.
โกรธกูเหรอคืนนั้นอะ
กูจะโกรธมึงทำไมวะ มึงจะชอบใครมันก็เรื่องของมึงป่ะ
People, I'm scared. I'm scared because Sand is actually giving off the vibes of someone that is trying to play cool, even though he's literally combusting on the inside. I have the feeling that it's not gonna take long until he is gonna take precautions and he's gonna be sending all of the bitches to their graves. This is not even a joke anymore. Like, it's gonna happen. He literally is trying to play it off. Oh, I'm fine, everything is okay. But he's actually screaming and yelling on the inside. He is gonna combust.
วะ
Oh, I love it.
มึงจะพูดอะไรก็พูดให้มันเคลียร์ๆดิ
Ooh, stop! Is he gonna? I cannot. Is he gonna make him listen to the recording? Oh god! It's the drama. It's the drama I live for.
มึงลองเปิดฟังดูดิ
I cannot. I can watch this. I can watch it. This is too much. This is too much drama. This is too much telenovela. I love it.
ชอบไก่ต้าเหรอ
กูแค่ไม่อยากให้คนดีแบบมิวไปโดนในท็อปหลอกเอาอะแต่ก็ยังดีนะ ที่มิวเขายังมีมึงอยู่ข้างๆอะ
Honestly, I'm scared. I'm scared for Sand because the person that he's actually showing right now is not him at all. I have the feeling that Sand is doing this with a hidden agenda. Like, he's actually trying to make Ray get in the way of Top and Mew's relationship so that Mew is gonna literally push him away, as in saying, yeah, I don't want to be friends with you anymore because you literally cannot see the truth. And he's using... Oh god, this is gonna be a whole mess. Sand took the recording between Boston and Top and send it to Ray so that he can listen to it. And now Ray was like... Oh, so he technically was messing with another friend of Mew, and he's just using Mew. He doesn't actually like him, even though we all know that Top actually likes Mew, but the fact is and remains that he slept with Boston and he didn't tell Mew. So this is gonna be a problem for Top at the end, and that's his fault. Like, he should have told Mew. Sand knows that Ray likes Mew. And I have the feeling that Sand wants to use Ray's impulsiveness because he knows that Ray, knowing this, he's not gonna stay quiet. He's actually gonna try to be that person, as in, I told you so, you have to get away from him, it's for your own good. And Mew is gonna take this as him not being capable to move on. And he's gonna cut loose with him, as in cut their friendship. So Ray's not gonna have Mew anymore, so he will have to forcefully move on because he literally lost his friendship. So there's no ties that are connecting these two, and Sand is gonna have a shot with Ray. This is actually how I'm feeling about the situation right now.
ถ้าเป็นคนอื่นกูชิ่งไปนานละ
This is a different kiss. Okay. Ray, he said I'm showing up at your house.
กูเคยได้กับไอ้ท็อปก่อนที่มันจะเอากับไอ้มิวอีก
Yes!
กูแค่อยากเบิ้ล
Oh my god, I can't with this man.
มึงกำลังทำตัวเป็นเพื่อนสนิทที่แสนดีคอยดูแลปกป้องให้มิวอย่างนั้นเหรอบอกเขาเลิกกันมึงก็ไปเป็นที่พักใจ
This little bitch. You can actually put Ray and Boston in one sack. You actually can. Boston is jealous of Mew and Ray is jealous of Top because they both want these two. I cannot.
อยากได้พิเศษหรอ
กูดีใจนะที่ได้เป็นเพื่อนกับมึงอะกูก็ดีใจที่เป็นเพื่อนกับมึงเป็นเพื่อนกันไปแบบนี้ตลอดนะเว้ย
This is the problem here with Ray. Ray is actually having an inner conflict right now. He wants to tell Mews so badly about what he knows about Boston and Top. And he feels like he can't because as soon as he does, he's gonna lose Mew's friendship. And that's the most important thing in his life. As we can see, he's actually getting so emotional. He knows that Mew is worthy of love, and being how he is why Ray likes him so much. And knowing that someone literally could not appreciate it hurts him. And it's making him feel emotional because he's like, I appreciate you. I would never do anything like this to you, but you don't see me, like I'm invisible to you. And I want to protect you so badly because I have the feeling I have to, because you did the same for me back in the day. But the problem here is Mew knows about Ray's crush on him. He knows that Ray likes him. So if Ray says something bad about Top, Mew is gonna think that he's just saying it because he's jealous and not because he actually wants to help him. Because there is this backstory. He tried to kiss him. He didn't take his feelings into consideration. So Mew is probably gonna think that he's just doing this because he seems fit, as in not thinking about Mew's feelings at all and just acting on impulse. I feel bad. I'm scared. But, oh god, no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. If he's gonna hold the audio to the microphone, I'm gonna scream, I'm gonna die.
เชื่อมันชอบมาบ่นให้ฟังนะพี่ว่าเธอไม่ค่อยมีเวลาให้มัน
Oh no, he's unhinged. I did say he's gonna create drama and take everyone down with him. Oh no.
อย่าลืมมาเล่าให้กูฟังนะว่าบนเตียงเป็นไงบ้าง
Oh my
เหมือนที่มึงเคย
god.
เอาถ้าอยากได้ตังค์มาก
Oh god. I'll give it to you.
ทำหน่อย
This little man. He lost it. He's out.
กูรักกูดูแลมิวของกูดีขนาดไหนอะแล้วมึงจะเอามันไปอะ
Oh my gosh. Oh no, I feel so bad for him. No. He is like, I've always taken good care of him, but you got him now. Why don't you take good care of him? Oh no. Oh no. People, oh gosh, I feel so bad for Ray. Because turning that destructive means that he has been at his limit the entire time, and you could actually see the entire day he has been trying to keep it together, and Sand showing him the recording of Boston and Top being together destroyed him, as in starting from that moment he was completely unhinged. He went to Boston the next day and he's literally destroying everyone around him, knowing that Boston was hurting Mew and Top was being together with Mew but still slept with Boston was enough to send him to oblivion, as in he is done. He's literally destroying everyone around him. Damn. I feel so bad for him. I really do. This is actually breaking me into pieces. He wanted to open Mew's eyes and he actually turned his back on him like his mother had the entire time. Mew was the only person that he didn't want to lose. He literally became unhinged because he couldn't deal with the pain anymore. He didn't have friends. Nobody actually gave a damn about his feelings. They were all acting completely oblivious. They neglected his feelings, and he was the one that had to pick up the pieces of his broken heart. And literally everyone trying to stop him, not even caring that he's actually self-destructing himself, like he's destroying himself. You only gain a self-destructive behavior and destroy everything around you when you have been suffering for a very long time. Like your glass is full, it's spilling over, and you can't do anything but to burst, as in to combust, and take everyone around you down with you. And him smacking him was the last thing that Ray needed. He actually did it. He actually did it because of that, people. He was hoping that that would destroy their friendship so that he could have Ray to himself. This is the exact same thing that Nick was trying to do. The difference between Nick actually tried to talk to Top in order for Top to leave Boston alone so that Nick could have his shot with Boston. And Sand actually used Ray's feelings for Mew against him by letting him listen into the audio so that he would go on a rampage and act out that unreasonable that it would destroy his relationship with Mew so that Sand would have a shot. As in, the words of Top actually got to him that deeply that he was actually willing to do everything just to have Ray. Jesus.
นี่มึงไม่รู้จริงเหรอวะพวกกูเป็นห่วงมึงอะมึงยังไม่ห่วงกูทำไมกูกับมึงเป็นไรกัน
Oh my god. Oh god. Oh my gosh, not whore. And the way he pushed him to the ground, I feel attacked. I actually feel offended. But actually, I don't know who I'm angry at more right now. Ray for acting out like this, as in for not having dumped his friends sooner, or being mad at Sand for using Ray's feelings against him and destroying the only person that he was so desperately trying to hold on to. I'm not sure who I'm mad at more right now. He's actually driving after him.
งานเราแม่งห่วยงานเราแม่งรู้ไม่รู้เรื่องจะโกหกเราไปทำไมวะ
She didn't want to hurt you. I can understand where Chum is coming from. She was like, you're my girlfriend. I want to be there to support you. I don't want to crush your dreams because this is what you live for. You're excited for this project. You like this. So me as a girlfriend, I have to be there to support you no matter what you do. And she was like trying to boost her confidence so that she would have the feeling that what she's doing is actually good, as in that what she's doing is improving, that what she's doing is actually making sense, that it's worth it. And April finding out that June was just lying about it is making her feel insanely hurt. Because as a family member, I always use that example on people. I would expect my family member to tell me that my outfit is trash, for example. And when they're saying it, normally they mean well when they say it. So they're like, please don't wear this because it could actually have a negative effect on you. As in, don't wear hot pants, don't wear mini skirts because people out there can be nasty. You would expect them to be honest and have your back like this, but not lying to her, making her feel all great and then later finding out that everything she has been doing was trash. Like, she would also expect her girlfriend to like be honest with her. If you don't understand it, that's okay. Not everyone has the same taste, not everyone has the same point of view, but at least say it. I'm pretty sure that she also used Jim's compliments to boost her inspiration to do her projects, you know?
เป็นวันเกิดที่เรารู้สึกพิเศษที่สุดละ
ถึงเลยทำให้งานพังเนี่ยนะ
เพราะเรื่องของมันดีเรามีท็อปทั้งคนนะ
Okay, I don't like this. Because this is also something that was getting on my nerves. Like, I had two best friends. Like, I have so many stories to tell. Oh my god. I had two best friends, and they both got boyfriends. And suddenly I was uninteresting, you know? And when their boyfriends ditched them, they immediately came running back to me, you know? And then I was the listener, listening about their relationship problems, etc. I don't understand. I don't understand why people believe that as soon as they get a boyfriend, that family and friends are no longer important in their life. That they don't need to use their time with their boyfriends, their family, and their friends. Like, suddenly it's just about their boyfriend or their girlfriend. Why? Someone needs to tell me why they believe that it's like this. My friends and my family were there before I got a boyfriend, while I had a boyfriend, and if it should lead to a breakup, they will still be there, my friends and family. Why do I need to shit on the people close to me as soon as I get into a relationship? I don't like this. I can't understand it. I didn't like Mews' answer right here. When he was like, not that he's actually worried about his friend. No, screw him. I have you now. Why? While Ray was there for you, looking after you, he wasn't there. He's literally pushing a friend away that actually needs him right now more than ever. Just because of his lover. I don't think they were realizing how much Mews is changing. Maybe I'm interpreting it wrong, but I don't like the way that Mews is acting right now. I believe that friends and family are the most important thing. I don't turn my back on my friend or my family member as soon as they have a problem and they treat me like shit. I want to find out why they're acting like this because I know them better. I know that they normally don't act like this, so I want to find out why, and I want to help them feel better. I want them to be happy again. He is literally ditching Ray now because he's just pushing his bad moment onto the fact that Ray likes him. Not that it could have a different problem. Mew knows Ray. He knows him better than the entire friend group, I believe. Why isn't he worried about him? He's literally saying, oh, screw him. I don't need him. I have you. What is this? He turned into a completely different person. But honestly, I like the side of Mew.
เราชอบเสียงท็อปเวลามีเซ็กจังเลยอะ
คือไอ้ตั้นไก่ท็อปอะเคยได้กัน ตั้งแต่ก่อนที่มันจะมาเจอมึงแล้วก็ตอนที่คบกับมึงอยู่อะ
Mew was playing him. Okay, Mew, I take back everything I said about you. Ooh,
ขอไปตั้นมานานแล้วหรือยัง
got
ตั้งแต่
it.
ก่อนที่เรารู้จักมิวอีก คือจะบอกว่าหลังจากนั้นไม่ได้เอากันอีกใช่ปะ
If he regretted it, he should have said immediately, because sooner or later it would have still ended like this. But if it would have come from him, he would have felt hurt, but his rage would have turned sooner or later to Boston, because he did have the messages from Boston pestering him and saying, yeah, come meet me. You know that I'm way better than him. If you would have actually explained the situation, I mean, he still has fault because he went with it afterwards. But if you would have explained his situation, Mew's anger would have been directed towards Boston. And now it's directed towards him because he didn't say anything. So it's his fault. His fault. That's the problem when you're not responsible. That's your problem when you're childish. When you can't own up to the mess you made. He literally could have just told him the truth and everything would have been fine. But he decided to lie, and that's what you get. Oh my god, people. He's turning dark. People, this is Mew's dark era. He's turning dark. There is nothing we can do anymore for this man. He turned completely dark. Oh my gosh. He absorbed all the negativity around him, all that toxicness, and he turned it into his new face. He turned it into a face mask that he can wear, and he's gonna use it to take revenge on Boston and Top. Oh my god, because did we see the paper he burned? Oh my god, I love it. Next episode, I'm gonna be all over Mew. I just know it. I mean, I've always been all over Sand and Ray, but next episode is gonna be insanely interesting for Mew. Love it. Next episode is gonna be even more dramatic. But yes, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me in the comments below what you think was best, and I will see you in another video. Bye.